Mr. Martin, we've heard Dr. Lynn Lewis talk about how men have walked away from their children in massive numbers in the black community in particular, and that the role of fatherhood and responsibility for nurturing somehow may seem to be an emasculating concept for them. Is this what you found in your work with young men?
Let me first say that there are a number of men who are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we often talk about those who are shirking their responsibilities, but there are several men, and the overwhelming majority of men who are there doing what they're supposed to be doing. Unfortunately, since the divorce rate is so high, they may not physically be in the household with their children, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not being a father. Now, for the young people that I mentor, those are situations where some of them, their fathers are dead. Some of them, their fathers are in prison. Some of them, the mothers have no idea who the father is. Some of them just have fathers who are no earthly good. But the bottom line is, I take the stance that we're going to take away all the excuses. You know, don't tell me you got to act a fool in the community because you don't have a man there that loves you, because I love you. So now you don't have that excuse anymore. Don't tell me no one's there to help you with your homework, because I'll help you. And if it's something I don't know, we'll find a way to get it done. Don't tell me you don't have the clothes to wear to make it to school. And don't tell me because you're in poverty that causes a risk factor that'll cause you to do something negative. Because I knew poor folk all my life that never went out and robbed folks and stole and did different things.
But these young people do get disconnected, however, from these male figures. If they come from situations where there was never a marital bond and that man is not there, then they don't have significant male influence. And we'll get back to that point in just a moment. But point in fact, Mr. Smith, is men have to stay connected to their communities and to their children. As one who has suffered the loss of your family, in a sense, how did you stay connected to your children?
You know, that's a good, I guess that when you think about being connected, and I look back at my experience of about 9 years now, and I really went through a lot of pain and suffering, and you have to begin to become whole again. I was hurt and I was fractured and injured, and at one point in time I loved my children, but I did not want to maybe see them because I thought I would see their mother and would have to relive that pain, that experience again. But it came to a point of me realizing that I got to love me. And to love me means I got to reach and love my children. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm to be anything, I must go back and embrace my children and nurture them. So I became connected again, and I wasn't ever really disconnected, mm-hmm. but I began to embrace them more and celebrate the gift that God has allowed me to have, and I knew that I was responsible for them no matter what happened to the mother and I. And then I looked at how could we have a divine experience in the midst of all of this so our children can say, well, you know what, even though mother and father can separate, but they're not going to separate from us. Mm-hmm. I divorced her, but there wasn't divorce from the children. Exactly. We had to work on that. There was nothing that came easy. Divorce is just like a relationship, a marriage. You got to work on that. Mm-hmm. To have a good divorce where the children can see the experience and say, you know, even though it was negative, but there was some positive that came out of it. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact they're not together in the same house every night, but we're still together as a family.